The Beast with Green Fingers. Gerald Thornbury and Penelope Bloom have been rivals for nearly 20 years, a rivalry built on stolen compost, whispered accusations of unethical fertiliser use, and a shared belief that the Chelsea Flower Show was a battleground, not a hobby. Every year, Gerald or Penelope would come first and second. They feigned civility, but their competitive spirit burned like napalm. If they could dust Agent Orange on the other's garden, they would. They never really noticed who came in third. It was probably Mrs. Mildred Pottle, with something polite and unthreatening. But this year was different. They were on 10 wins each, and this one was the tiebreaker. This year, Gerald and Penelope had decided to push their boundaries. Gerald arrived with 3 towering Triffids, each one glossy, whip-tongued, and disturbingly eager. At his signal, they performed a brief burst of interpretive dance, a few elegant sways, a flick of their tongue stingers and a quick double Dutch pattern, and a final dramatic pose, their fronds rustling like can-can dancers' dresses. Penelope, not to be outdone, unveiled Algernon, a baritone carnivorous plant with impeccable diction. As the judges approached, he leaned forward and rumbled a greeting before launching into a medley of operatic greats. He ended with a bow and a whispered aside of, "Feed me, Penelope!" Penelope opened her Tupperware and fed him biscuits one at a time. Algernon accepted each with theatrical delicacy, occasionally dunking a digestive into her thermos of tea using his vine leaf hands. He hummed approvingly after every sip. Both gardeners stood back, certain they had blown the judges away, but the judges didn't react. They blinked politely, they murmured something neutral, they wrote something down. Gerald frowned, Penelope frowned harder. "The judges are rather impassive this year," Gerald muttered. "Very subdued," Penelope agreed, as Algernon delicately nibbled another custard cream. Neither of them paid any attention to Mildred Pottle, who had wheeled in a tray of the dullest, beigest plants ever to disgrace a competition table. They looked like they'd been grown out of boredom. Mildred smiled sweetly at anyone who passed. "Oh, I don't expect much," she said. "I'm just happy to be here." When the judges returned, they gathered around her display with sudden, inexplicable enthusiasm. They nodded, they beamed, they conferred in hushed tones. Then they awarded Mildred Best in Show, Best Innovation, Best New Species, Best Use of Compost, and the newly invented Judge's Supreme Choice. Mildred gasped theatrically. "Oh my goodness, really? For these? Oh, I'm ever so surprised." Gerald and Penelope were stunned. "How did she beat interpretive dance Triffids?" Gerald whispered. "And Algernon hit a high C," Penelope said, as Algernon dunked another biscuit with impeccable form. Later, after Mildred had collected her trophies and gone home humming, security discovered the real judges locked in a cupboard, dusty and furious. Behind the pavilion on a compost heap lay 3 wilted pod judge duplicates, smiling faintly as they decomposed. Gerald stared at the scene, hollow. Penelope sighed. "We were out-gardened by an old lady with beige plants." Algernon leaned forward and purred, "Feed me, Penelope." She handed him a jammy dodger.